Torres
Cotton
is
has
bleeding.
a lot of savvy, Tommy.
Yes.
A lot of experience.
Punch in there, Joe.
He's making Torres fight his fight.
He is. This is what I'm afraid of, because Cotton is I think he's ahead at this point, and Torres is going along with Cotton.
Well, the two judges and the referee do the scoring here. It's a 5-point must system. 5 points to the winner. 4, 3, 2, 1, depending on how badly the other fellow loses. Good combination by Cotton that time. Scored cleanly on the champion. And Torres is bleeding from the nose with 10 seconds remaining here in round 9. Good action from Las Vegas. Well, that's the bell for round 9. And Jose Torres goes back to his corner, as does the challenger, Eddie Cotton. Cotton had 2 fights this year. He won both of them. He defeated Sipa Fine, the New Zealand light heavyweight champion, and defeated Emil Umek, a German heavyweight. Torres had trouble getting a title shot until realtor Kane Young put up $100,000 as a guarantee for Willie Pastrano, who Torres KO'd in 9 rounds. And as we mentioned, it was only the second time he'd ever fought a light heavyweight. Young lost some $20,000 making up the guarantee, and Torres got only $2,500. But the money doesn't seem important when you get the title, I guess, Carlos.
No, Tommy, but it's important if you have no money at all. But let's say that if you fight for the title next time, you have to get money, because this is what you're fighting for.
Well, Cotton said to me, if he wins the title tonight, he will fight only once or twice more. If he has a bad loss, he'll retire.
Okay, baby. Okay, baby.
We are in round 10 of a fight that the price makers in Las Vegas said was 8-5 not to go the distance. It was 4-1, 3-1, somewhere in there, in favor of Torres. And Torres now is fighting for his crown. Eddie Cotton fighting for his future. Following up with a right. A little cut over the left eye of Eddie Cotton, and a little cut over the right eye of Jose Torres. And the nose of Torres is bleeding.
They're not too serious, though, Tommy.
No.
The cuts are not too serious.
Cut men Nick Florio and Teddy Bantham doing great jobs, keeping him in control, in check. But Torres is getting much more of a fight than he or trainer John Manzanet thought they would get tonight.
But I don't think Torres took this fight too seriously.
Well, there was talk that he wanted to put this man away in 1 round to make it impressive so he could get a shot at Clay.
Yeah. I think that would.
Went out the window.
I think that would be a mistake for Jose, because Clay's a pretty big man. Will outweigh him by say 40 pounds, I guess.
Cotton laying that jab in there. The nose of Jose Torres is bleeding and has been for the last 4 or 5 rounds. Eddie Cotton keeps laying that jab in there. And that's not about to make it any better.
7-7-7, Joe.
Penetrating the peekaboo defense of Jose Torres. And Torres is thought to have had almost an impregnable defense. But Cotton's experience has found them the secret of getting through.
I'm always against this type of defense, the peekaboo style.
That right landed by Torres. Good combination by Torres. Scoring well on the challenger. And again, another low blow. And Eddie Cotton is warned again. Torres wants to take a little rest. 1 minute remaining in round 10. Torres looking to take advantage of the low blow. Wants to rest a little bit. Oh, a solid left by the champion Torres. Follows up with a right and staggers Eddie Cotton. That nose is bleeding profusely now. How much bother is that, Carlos?
I think the nose is one part that gives you the most trouble once you start bleeding, you know, because then
you're breathing.
Yes, it does very much. Then you have to breathe with your mouth open, and that's a very dangerous thing.
That's how you lose your mouthpiece, and then how you get a broken jaw.
That's right, and broken teeth too.
Yeah. So those left jabs of Eddie Cotton now beginning to take their toll and playing a very important part in the tide of this championship bout, which has 10 seconds to go in round 10. We hope you're enjoying the Sports Network action from Las Vegas. Well, it is a surprisingly good fight because the atmosphere here in Las Vegas ranged from outright scorn that Cotton didn't have a chance to some members of the local press picking that Cotton would defeat Torres. So there was a wide range of opinion. Jose, when you arrived in Las Vegas, Carlos, when you arrived in Las Vegas, did you think Torres had an easy touch?
Well, this is what I thought. I thought that on account of Cotton being 40 years old and not having too many fights this year, that Jose, and being that Jose is only 29, 30 years old, and he will have a soft touch on account of the age. But as it seems now, Jose is having a very rough time, and he's in danger of losing his title right now if he doesn't come out and fight more. As I say, he's getting very careless in there, and Cotton's using his experience.
Well, of course, we're in round 11. Just about 7 years ago, Archie Moore successfully defended his title against Yvonne Durrell, knocking him out in the 3rd round. So age doesn't mean everything.
This is one man that you have to you can't talk about, because this is a magnificent
solid
man.
right by Torres that time, and Cotton came right back with 2 good left and staggered Torres. Torres immediately went into the crouch and the peekaboo.
Good counter punching by Cotton.
Now Cotton again is warned for a low blow. Now that's a fight to get a hold of referee Nate Morgan to see if he has taken any points or any rounds away from
So far,
Cotton.
he
He hasn't indicated it. Torres now pressing the attack, getting a bit more vigorous and a bit more aggressive. He has let Cotton dictate the pace and style of the fight, and Cotton has been jabbing and peppering away, making that nose bleed and making the breathing difficult for the champion Torres. Cotton, who a few rounds back was ahead in the opinion of Joe Louis and our guest here at ringside, lightweight champion Carlos Ortiz. Boy, it's been a good fight. Hope you're enjoying it at home.
You sure have.
There have been more title fights in this ring in Las Vegas in the last 6 years. This is the 12th title fight, Carlos, more than any other place in the world.
That's right. I think Las Vegas has that touch for title
Yeah,
fights.
they have been averaging 2 a year, which is really remarkable.
Right. And it's a wonderful place to come and defend your title. Especially if you have trouble making weight because it's so hot here.
That's right. Just take a walk in the desert. Since I've been here, it's been averaging around 114 degrees outside. So you stay in pretty much. Torres has been unable to press that body attack that he said he would in the 2nd round. That one scored. 1 minute to go in round 11 of a fight that we said before was 8-5, not to go the limit. But
Tommy, I spend all my time in the swimming pool.
That's the place to be. Eddie Cotton looking fresh and moving well, scoring with the jabs right now. Torres punching harder of the two, but not landing as frequently.
I tell you, Cotton is doing terrifically. I think Cotton's going to win this fight if he keeps this up. If Torres doesn't come out and starts punching.
Well, we have thousands upon thousands, maybe millions upon millions of viewers at home scoring the fight. But it all depends on what 3 men think. The 2 judges and the referee.
You know, Tommy, it's not the same watching it over television as it is watching it in person, you know.
10 seconds to go in round 11. Well, English-born Ruby Bob Fitzsimmons, the 3rd light heavyweight champ in history, was 41 years old when he won the crown, and later Philadelphia Jack O'Brien stopped Fitz in 13 rounds to become the first American to hold the title. Philadelphia Jack reminds us that Philadelphia was the birthplace of 3 light heavyweight champions, battling Levinsky, Tommy Loughran, who worked the fight with me out in Pittsburgh with you and Johnny Bizarro, Carlos.
Right.
And, of course, Harold Johnson, who doesn't like Las Vegas because he lost his title here to Willie Pastrano. You know, they tell me that Pastrano had written up a little retirement speech before that fight with Harold Johnson. That's how little chance he thought. And he just caught Harold stale and won the title.